see, we have Vav, an onin, and one who clears away a pile of rubble. Like,
hold on, wait. Which are you doing? Are you doing the? Okay, fine. That's fine. We can go ahead. That's a week ago, but since you're there already, go ahead.
So that's where we finished stuff yesterday.
No, we started out in Shekalim yesterday. Actually, we finished Psakim.
Okay. I can start in Shekalim. Yeah. Okay. Aleph base. Said Reb Yehuda.
No. Aleph. We only started Aleph yesterday. Aleph base is new today, so I'll take that.
On the 15th of Adar, they read the Megillah in the walled cities. They commenced to repair the roads, the town squares, and the accumulations of water. They attend to all the public needs. They mark the graves, and they also go out to inspect the fields for Kalaya.
Okay. Amar Rabbi Yehuda. So it says Rabbi Yehuda, Barishana, originally their practice was, is that when the Shluchei Beis Din went out to look for the to inspect the kilayim, if they found kilayim, they would take them out and throw them on the throw them in the roads. Okay. Yeah, so they would throw it in front of the owners, saying, clean up your act. However, when people became more lax in keeping the mitzvahs, they said, "Hey, this is actually pretty convenient. We don't have to pay anyone to weed our fields. We can just get the Beis Din to weed our fields for us." So what they do is, so then they would take the kilayim and throw them in the roads, so that the owners wouldn't get the weeds and they wouldn't get the benefit of feeding it to their livestock. Okay. But nonetheless, the owners still said, well, okay, so we'll lose the fodder value of it, but it's worth it. It's worth it that somebody else comes and weeds our fields for us. So the Beis Din said, you know what? Said, we're going to take your whole field. If we find kilayim in the field, we're taking the whole field. And then they said, okay. So yeah, you need just the right incentives to get people to behave properly. So again, returning to the 15th of Adar, they would start setting up tables all around the country for people to change money, so that people would so that you'd be able to give change for the machatzis shekel. So on the 25th of Adar, people would they would start sitting in the Beis Hamikdash, this is where we're going to have a lot of traffic, because people are going to be giving a lot of people will be giving their machatzis shekel in the mikdash. So they would start getting ready. Then on the 25th already, Mishi Yashvu b'Mikdash, and from the time that they set up the tables in the Mishkan in the mikdash, is Chilul Mashken. They started to take collateral, to take mortgages from people, basically. I don't know how much machatzis shekel like that. You're really going to have to take collateral from people to make sure that they're going to pay this machatzis shekel. It's not honestly that much money, but it was a chiyuv, and if people weren't paying it, and if enough people didn't pay it, then that kind of adds up. The machatzis shekel made up a large amount of the temple treasury, because everybody had to give it. Okay, it's mimashkin. So from whom do they take collateral? Leviim, the Yisraelim, Gerim, Va'avadim, Shekharim. So only Levites and Yisraelim, and converts and freed slaves. Aval lo nashim va'avadim ukatanim, but not women, Canaanite slaves or minors. Not because they didn't have to give, but because it I beg your pardon. They didn't have to give, because a woman is not chayav in machatzis shekel. Because it says nasnu ish kofer nafsho, ish v'lo isha. So a man, not a woman. Okay. Avadim, Canaan. It's a Canaanite slaves who they're only chayav in any mitzvahs that women are chayav in. So if a woman isn't chayav and a slave isn't either, and a katan who's less than pachos mipen esrim says anyone less than 20. Because the machatzis shekel is kol over ala pikudim ben isrim shana v'mala. So katanim over here is not talking about under bar mitzvah; it's talking about under 20. You're not obligated in the Machatzis Shekel until you reach the age of 20. Okay. However, if a father voluntarily started giving a Machatzis Shekel on behalf of his son, Shuv Enu Posek, then that's it. Once he's given once, he can never stop. Okay, until the child reaches the age of the mitzvah, at which point he becomes obligated for himself. Okay, the aim mashkinin is a kohanim mipnei darkei sholem, and we don't take collateral from the kohanim just because the kohanim are doing so much avodah for the people. They're doing everything in the Beis HaMikdash, and we just don't want to do anything that's going to make them upset. So because we are out of the hakaras atov to the kohanim, they don't take collateral from them. But as we'll see in the next Mishnah, kohanim actually do have to give, even though there's a bit of a machlokes about that.
It says that it says that the Rambam says that they only ask to pay. They're not coerced into paying.
Right. They're not coerced into paying. So we request them to pay, but we don't force them because it's lo yafeh. They're doing so much else. Okay. Mishnah Dalet.
Since the Kohanim are not paid a salary for all the avodah that they do, that they showed their appreciation by not coercing them to do it, but would hope that they would pay.
Exactly. And we'll see more of that in Mishnah Dalet. Amar Rabbi Yehuda Heir ben Bukhri b'Yavne. So there was a Tana by the name of Ben Bukhri who gave edus in Yavne. He said, "Kol kohen sheshokel eno choteh." Says, which any kohen who gives the machatzis shekel is not sinning. Which sounds like, okay, so he's not sinning, but it certainly doesn't sound like a chiyuv. So Ben Bukhri is saying that a kohen, it's a voluntary thing for a kohen if he wants to give a machatzis shekel. And it's perfectly okay for him to give, but it really sounds like he doesn't have to give. Amalo Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. So Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai, of course, is the Nasi. He says, "Lo ki ela kol kohen she'enu shokel choteh." He says, "You got it. That's not right. Any kohen who doesn't give is a sinner. Ela she'kohanim dorshim mikra ze la'atzman." Except that the kohanim are moreh heter to themselves. They made up their own drasha on the pasuk that says, "Kol minchas kohen kalil tiyeh lo se'achel." Every offering of a kohen should be completely burned, and it doesn't get eaten. So remember this with menachos, that a mincha that's brought by Israel, the remainder is eaten by the kohen, whereas a mincha that's brought by a kohen gets entirely burned. So said the Kohanim, these communal offerings, the Korban HaOmer and the Shtei HaLechem and the Lechem HaPanim, those are eaten by the Kohanim. Now, if the Kohanim say, but if these things are bought with communal funds from the Machatzis Shekel, and they said, well, if we're contributing towards it, then we have a share in it, and therefore they're considered an offering of a Kohen. How could we possibly eat them if we've got a part ownership in them? Right? Because a mincha of a kohen is supposed to be burned, not eaten. Of course, the halacha is that it's not about part ownership or whatever. The communal offering has a different din. The communal offering gets eaten by the kohen, even though they have a share in it. It's only an individual kohen's offering that has to be burned. It's got nothing to do with the korban tzibur. So the halacha is we follow Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. That the kohanim do have to give. It's just that we're lenient on them, that we don't demand collateral from them if they fail to pay. But nonetheless, the halacha is that they do have to pay. Okay. All right. Let's go back to Pesachim.
I'm gonna have to go because I have to get I can't leave the doors open. Luckily, the cat's not sick. So she's just going to see Dr. Dan. So you know what that's about.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you.
Cheers.